Welcome, Bronco Nation, to another episode of Bronco Talk, a production of Blue Vision. Uh, this is going to be kind of a different show, but I promise you that we will be tying in um, Boise State sports and athletics. Um, as you might know, or maybe you don't know, recently uh, Boise officially garnered a brand new pro soccer team named Athletic Club Boise. So I just wanted to bring on someone who follows soccer and these kind of pro sports teams, and just ask some questions about this launch and see how that's going to maybe affect down the road Boise State soccer. So joining me today is Christian Osuna from Boise Soccer News. Thanks for joining me, Christian.
For sure, Nick. Nice to be here.
So, like I said, just recently, like in the last week, uh, Idaho gained its first professional soccer team, and they did a kickoff last weekend, and they named it the Athletic Club Boise. So, first off, uh, what is your role in soccer news, especially here in Boise? How are you following this?
Well, I started following a few months ago when I noticed that Boise was about to have a professional soccer team, and ever since I just started doing a little bit of research here and there, and I'm pretty familiar with the team now.
Great. So do you understand like the mission and the vision behind Athletic Club Boise?
Um, well, I understand. Yeah, I understand the mission, and also understand the structure as well of USL, and it's something to see ahead in the future for this team.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the origins of like the USL and the club and developmental system that preceded this pro team.
Well, the USL started basically because the MLS let it happen. To be honest, the MLS when it started in the 1990s, it was anticipated to have like high revenues and a very high fan base, like in a sequence of like 15 years. They weren't able to do that. So USL would also USL also started and they were competing against the MLS. Right now, the MLS is way bigger, of course, and right now because of all the superstars that they're bringing to the league, they're way bigger than USL. But eventually, USL has some plans as well ahead, and they're going to try to do something better than the MSL because in the MSL there's no regulation, and it would be something that will be implemented in the USL, which will also bring um, the like high competitiveness to all the soccer teams in the league.
What do you think are some of the biggest challenges in building a professional club in a city like Boise?
Well, challenges I believe is just getting like the survey of how many people are really interested in the game. I know that for this team to get created, it started like years ago. It started from my understanding from what I was reviewing. It started like back in 2015. They brought to Boise a friendly soccer match between Athletic Club Bilbao and Cholos from Tijuana, and that match did pretty good. And after that, they brought another match as well from the USL, and that match did pretty good. And then they started thinking about creating this soccer team, in my understanding.
And wasn't that game played at uh, the Albertson Stadium here in
Yeah, it
Boise?
was played in Albertsons Stadium.
So that pretty much gave it a spark, about the idea to get something going on like that here in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, that turned out the
Uh,
light bulb to saying, hey, there's people that like this sport here in the Treasure Valley.
you saw when the official launch came. did you get a gauge on the response from the community? And how do you think that the response is going to go? Um, you know,
Well,
after this
it
official
was a
launch.
it was a good response, to be honest. It was I think it was about 3,000 people that attended. The stadium itself, once the USL League starts in March 2026, it's gonna have a total of 11,000 seats. So it's just a marketing, I believe. It's just marketing not only Boise but also like surrounding areas like Cadwell, Meridian. It's just marketing the team so everyone that loves soccer can see that team. And I mean, Boise and the surrounding areas are getting a little bit more diverse as well. There's a lot of people that live here that I know that love soccer as well. And some people that I talked to didn't even know that the team was getting created, and they started picking up interest once I let them know as well. So I'm pretty sure that the more marketing that they do, the more that they raise awareness of the team, the better it's going to be when the league starts.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Is football's more like culturally um, more popular with like the Latin culture, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of the most popular sports in the Latin community, you can say.
And does that pour over here in the Treasure Valley? Is that true here, or do you think that there it's more diverse than that, especially where it's in high school and athletics around here?
I mean, it's more diverse. It is, but a lot of people here in the Treasure Valley are also starting to get to know the sport. Thanks to MLS as well, to be honest. But not only that, there's from what I saw as well, like on everything that I was researching regarding the team. There's a big Basque community here as well, and I'm pretty sure that they all love soccer as well. Spain and the Basque community, like they have they're almost born with a ball on their feet. They love the sport as well. So it's gonna have a pretty good fan base. I just think that they just need to like publicize or give it more marketing so everyone can know that there's going to be a new team in town.
Okay, so do you know, um, with your knowledge of the USL, do you know which league Athletic Club Boise will be competing in, or what's the level of the competition like? Since
USL League
it's
One.
brand new. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and it's League One. In my understanding, that's the second division. However, there's going to be an opportunity to go to the first division because they're going to have those regulation schedules like the European teams have. To give you an example, something that probably because of money wise, the MLS and their owners don't want to do that. Don't want to open that that kind of worms, you can say, because if they're spending millions of dollars investing on the team, they don't want the team to get regulated at the end of the season, going to a second division, having a different type of market there. But that's this raises the competitiveness in the sport. This raises the level of the game, having this type of programs or systems in a league. So from what I know is that the first division for the USL is going to try to compete with the first division of the MLS eventually. So that's something good and positive as well for this um, for this club that was barely created.
And is that also true with the women's part of it, the Super League
Oh
piece
yeah.
of this?
So with the women's part of it, in my understanding, that's going to be like the top level of soccer. So they're off the bat going to start like with the best level that you can get here in the U.S. versus the men's team, or they're going to start in the second division, hopefully get ascended to the first division later on.
I see. And do you know offhand if both of those are starting right away, like when they launch next year in March? Is it we're going to have a men's and a women's team to watch here in Boise, correct?
Yes, yeah, and I think the men's team will start first, and then the women's team will come along after.
Okay. Um, so uh, do you have any idea who some of the regional rivals might be? Uh, so we can be so as a fan we can be excited, and get all pumped up, regionally.
Well, rivals in the USL, I know a couple. There's a team. I don't know exactly the names of the teams, but I know that there's a team in Portland. There's a team in Spokane as well. Um, I know teams from California. Originally, I'm from California, so I know a couple of USL teams from California. But I don't know exactly the name of the teams here in the surrounding area.
So most likely maybe a Portland or a Spokane would probably be the closest, you know,
What one of the
rivalry
closest
that we might
ones?
have.
Yeah, it would be rivalry, and then probably I don't. It's probably structured like based out of the area you're at. You're gonna play with a certain amount of teams since it's a smaller league. It's not gonna be like nationwide, and then once you come to like the playoffs, that's probably when it's gonna get more like you can play versus teams in Florida or other states that are further away. But probably like teams from Las Vegas, we might be able to see, or teams in this surrounding area.
I see. Um, with a promotion or a regulation system, does the USL see a lot of expansion opportunities for teams, or do you expect that in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely because of that. Because of this USL League One, and then there's going to be that type of structure as well in the league. I think that because of that matter, Boise got this opportunity as well to get this club, and not only here in Boise, but there's a lot of communities where there's also soccer and where there's people that love soccer. That there's no MLS team there, and the USL is taking advantage of that and putting a team there for to create a fan base for them.
Oh, so they're finding the environment, and then they're catering to that to draw in, the people who are desperately seeking pro soccer. Um, do you happen to know like the a season format? What fans can expect? Are do they work in like series? Match series of matches, or do they just kind of um, schedule them where they find a team, or is there like a within the league, is there divisions? How does that work?
Oh yeah, there's definitely divisions. The structure itself of the season itself, I'm not that knowledgeable on that, but I'm assuming that it's just like a regular season that's going to have a regular season and then a playoff season as well.
Christian, do you happen to know the season format, or uh, how many games that these teams play in the USL?
Well, including playoffs, if they make it all the way to the playoffs, it would be up to 30 matches that they can have in the season.
Wow, so there's a lot of opportunity for soccer fans to watch. I imagine it's probably pretty split on the home and away games. So, you know,
Yeah, it's a
I'd
total of
imagine.
14 teams that are going to play as well in the league.
Okay, so you could probably expect about at least 7 games at home. That's
Yeah.
a, that's good entertainment for the Treasure Valley. Um, what kind of do you know the compensation structure is like for players at this level?
I do not know the structure itself, but of course we can anticipate to be lower than any team in the Major League Soccer in the MLS. But I don't know exactly how much they earn.
Do you know if these players, is this something that they do full time, or do they, like during off seasons, are they doing something else? Are they full time soccer players?
I'm pretty sure that they're full time players. I mean, if they want, they might be able to do something else as a second job. But with the payments that they would be getting, or with the pay that they would be getting from the team, I'm pretty sure that they can suffice with that. And um, here in Boise and anywhere in any team that the USL has.
I'm wondering because we have we do have a single A ball here, the Boise Hawks, and kind of their
Mhm.
structure is they're paid on a minor league contract. Um, uh, the way that they offer housing and stuff to support the players. Sometimes they're adopted by local, residents here. Do you know any specifics about that these with these future soccer players?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know any specifics about that, but I'm pretty sure that if the player is really good, they'll probably accommodate the player with some of those benefits.
Okay. Okay, so staying on the topic of compensation, club operations, um, do you know how the club ensures like sustainability? Are there sponsorships, the ticket sales, or community partnerships helping support the team?
Oh yeah, it would be everything. There's definitely sponsorships from companies, from anyone that would like to sponsor the league. They are most likely able to apply for that, and as well, there would be also partnerships with youth teams. I'm pretty sure there's a Portland Academy here in the Boise area, and Athletic Club Boise is already in talks, so they're already partnered up with that team and some other youth teams as well, and that's something good as well because that's going to create more professionalism, even though it's like a pee-wee team, you can say, or a pee-wee league that they play in, but it's going to start like preparing the kids to see if they want to proceed with a career in soccer.
And that leads perfectly into why I wanted to do this show, to tie in um, the local talent, community, and ultimately how that's going to benefit Boise State. So, how do you see the presence of a pro team elevating the soccer culture here in Boise and in the Treasure Valley?
Oh yeah, it would definitely have a high impact, and it will benefit, like I mentioned, the kids that like soccer that are right now in teams. It can be that their team is affiliated with Athletic Club Boise, and not only that, I'm pretty sure like if Boise University, their soccer team as well, they can benefit in a way that maybe coaches from Athletic Club Boise can go in and give some trainings as well or some advice as well to Boise soccer, to the Boise University state soccer team, and it will bring more, not professionalism, but it will bring more experience as well to the team in the professional level, because I'm pretty sure that the people that they're gonna bring in to run the team itself, they're gonna have experience in first division MLS, maybe in Europe, who knows, like in definitely in any first division from any country.
So that kind of ties into what I was going to bring up next, and that collaboration with Boise State soccer programs, sharing facilities, uh, coaching clinics, correct? And then that will give these players a pathway to choose either, developing up or in both ways from the youth up into to the Boise State, or even, um, you know, uh, Boise State players having that network with the pro team, and maybe they can find something outside after they graduate. They can promote into the pro, especially now because right now Boise State only has a women's soccer program,
Hmm.
and we were talking before the show that the Super League portion of the USL with the women's team is that top level. So that potentially gives a women's Boise State soccer player um, an opportunity after college to maybe get into something like that and stay here locally and play pro ball. Correct?
Yeah, definitely stay here in the area and play with Athletic Club Boise, or even because of this as well, because of this matter, there's probably going to be scouters as well from the same women's league, from other teams that can also scout the players here in Boise University.
Um, Can you see this team helping keep local talent here in Idaho rather than see them go out of state? Because, like right now, as far as recruiting for the women's soccer team. Um, they pull from a lot of areas like California and other places. It's very rare that I see somebody locally here get recruited and commit to Boise State.
Yeah, it's definitely an incentive for the player if they're like if they were born and raised here. I mean, they would probably love to stay in the area as well. And also, like we were talking a little bit before as well regarding the youth teams. If they start young, they're going to be starting with those youth teams that are probably affiliated to the club, and therefore once they're ready, their level is probably going to be higher, and it's also going to be a benefit not only for the club but also for Boise State.
Yeah, and selfishly, Boise State does not have a men's soccer program. Um,
Oh,
and next year in 2026, we are going into the Pac-12, and uh, we're going to want our programs to get into like Olympic um, sports and championship sports. And one of the things I'd like to see is somewhere down the road, the momentum to catch and hopefully um, spark the interest of soccer for men's, because right now in the Pac-12 there's going to be two teams that already have men's and women's soccer, and that's San Diego State and Oregon State. And I'm super competitive, so I my thought is like if they can have a men's team, why can't Boise State? So do you think that you know part of this culture of bringing a pro team to Boise is going may affect and trickle up into um, you know affecting the way that Boise State views men's soccer?
oh yeah, definitely. It will. Like I mentioned, like the more the merrier. Since there's going to be already a structure since probably like seven and up, there's going to be more opportunities for the university itself to create a team and to have good players in that team.
Great. So from your experience and seeing you know these pro teams launch, um, um, is there a certain amount of do fans get involved? Like, is the health of the team, is it reliant on like the fan base and supporting and stuff? And if so, how can local fans get involved? Is it just season tickets, or how else can they do it, like through volunteering? Have you seen in your experience?
Oh yeah, well they create so they create a group of fans that are always there for the team, that are always routing for the team. I think there's already something in the works, and people want to call it something to do with the riverside, since it's going to be close to the river, the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fans are definitely a crucial part of the team, and it's already that something that people like that are not associated with the club, that are just they just want to see the club play, of course, and they love football. That they're already talking about creating like a in Spanish it's called an hinchada. I don't know how in English it would be called.
Um, So have you seen where like right off the bat they get involved in like community outreach programs and youth incentives to tie the community into like the Athletic Club Boise? Do you anticipate something like that?
Yeah, it's already something that I've seen online that they're already in the works of affiliating themselves with the youth teams here in the Boise area. So it's something that they have to do as well, because it's not only beneficial for the youth, of course, it's beneficial for them. They're giving them more tools at the end of the day once the kid is grown up, and if they decide to play professional soccer, they're gonna be ready for it, and the team is gonna be there. It's like a pathway that they can go, and then in the future as well for men, they can probably decide, hopefully, God willing, if they want to go to play for Boise State, or they want to go to Athletic Club Boise. And it's something, I come from the San Diego area. Um, Before, there was a team in the USL as well in San Diego called San Diego Loyal. And from the start, it started with a big fan base as well. There was a big community reach as well with a lot of clubs of youth clubs around the area, like in Chula Vista, in Oceanside, from North County to South County in San Diego, and that team dissolved because they saw that there was potential there in the San Diego area, and then they created SDFC from the MLS. So then the SDFC took over, and those affiliations that the club previously had, now SDFC has also affiliations with those youth teams as well.
Okay, and so it sounds like you have experienced these games in the USL. What kind of game day atmosphere should fans expect? On the home pitch.
On the whole pitch, probably a friendly atmosphere for everyone. For a parent to take their kids, for kids after school, after high school, to go see the game. There's probably going to be a section where there's like diehard. That's what I'm talking about. Where there's like diehard fans with drums and trumpets and creating songs for the team, chanting the songs and giving hopes to the team like while they're playing. But yeah, it would definitely be a friendly atmosphere from what I've experienced.
So it probably would, when you watch soccer on TV, and stuff, or like even at a Boise State game, it probably be pretty up tempo and exciting for the home crowd, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Football is football, and anyone that loves football, it doesn't matter if it's the men's team or the women's team, they're definitely gonna go for it. I mean, also in San Diego, they have I think it's San Diego Surf. That's the women's team, and they have a huge fan base as well. They have a good fan base.
So that's probably what Athletic Club Boise is hoping for both the men's and the women's league. Um, I'm excited to see how this goes for the community, and especially how that's going to affect the local talent and the pipeline into Boise State. So again, Christian, I really appreciate you joining me for the show. If anybody has any questions about soccer news here in Boise, how can they get a hold of you and get those questions answered?
Yeah, well, I just started a page in Instagram, and any questions, they're more than welcome to ask them via the messages through Instagram. I also have a page in Facebook, and that's more on the Spanish side because I know there's a big Spanish community here as well. And I'm going to be basically anything that I report in English and the Instagram page. I'll also do it in the Facebook page in Spanish. So anyone that would like to to talk or converse in Spanish, they can just do the same through the Facebook page of Boise Soccer News.
Excellent. Again, really appreciate you hopping on the show with us today. And Bronco Nation, glad you joined us for this episode. I hope that this helps you understand what's happening in Boise as regard to the soccer community, and I'm really hoping and praying that this opportunity in having a pro soccer team will trickle up, and our Boise State Broncos will prosper from it. So, as always, thanks for joining us, Bronco Nation. Bleed blue, go Broncos. Hey, if you're looking for more followers, clients, or customers, check out servingbronconation.com and get your business added to the directory. When you purchase a tax-deductible plan, you are investing in Boise State and getting access to millions of views throughout the year on the directory and the Bronco Nation network.